Good evening. My name is Pita Sudanandan, and this is a live of maintaining one part of the body, which is the voice box area, through the Nirbeeja Yoga style. And today is 14th of March 2026. The time is 6:34 p.m. Saturday. Now, the Nirbeeja Yoga style is more about movementless yoga. Yeah, kind of. It's about foundational movementless yoga. Human beings, if you're not going to move a certain limb, you, for an alive human being, your body is still doing the function of, well, maintaining being human, which means it's like a chair maintaining being a chair when nobody's sitting on it, too. Yeah. A human body is already doing something by which it is, well, a human body. And an alive being is doing something which is underappreciated. You haven't seen a dog's textbook because I don't think we can understand doggies. Humans go to school and we have languages and subjects that we have studied over time, from cave dwelling animals to drawing pictures to now we have languages and we have different subjects to study in school. And one of them may not yet be about humans. We have biology, those who attend biology classes. Yeah. And we may, and our economy is all a human economy, but we may still not have a subject called human. Yeah. So I'm kind of covering some of that syllabus because that's my specialty. Yeah. Fascinates. Actually, life and then living life in the multiverse, but humans as a specialty because I am a human. And top down, kind of, um, top of the food chain, okay, kind of, let's just say our voice box in the bottleneck of the body that we have, with the head on top and the rest of the body in between, yeah, held, head on top and the rest of the body held together by this slender neck in which is a voice box. Yeah. That then allows for a person who can speak to have a voice. Yeah. So there are people who haven't been able to move their vocal cords and so use other languages. For example, sign languages, or they use draw paintings, or they make sculptures, or they have um, other means of expression by which to convey what they mean. Yeah. Those who do have language, those who have gone to school and can communicate in those particular languages, communicate accordingly. Yeah. So they may be speaking, who may have learned from school or from their houses, listening to others. Yeah. They may not have gone to school, but they have means to communicate, a language. They may not be speaking birdies or doggies or catties. Yeah. Some human language. And the vocal cords, those who can speak, makes the internal system structure or whatever is wanting to be communicated in a human language communicated. Yeah. And we have paintings and sculptures and many other means of communication. You can also show your hands and feet, and if that can be communicated, good. Yeah, but long distance, how are you going to draw or take pictures? And then, alphabets, those who go to school, you have a little few alphabets, some symbols, by which are basically like drawings, which have gotten standardized into a particular writing system. Yeah, drawings, wall drawings, cave drawings, gotten standardized into language systems. And you can now communicate, those who go to school and learn that common image system can communicate over the internet, yeah, or on a written surface, and send a message across in a bottle across the sea, yeah, and still get your message through. Otherwise, you have to sing like birds or make sounds like dogs and cats and hopefully get understood. So, some of our existential angst is in this valley between the head and the rest of the body, called the throat, and how we, in some way, communicate, let people know, those who have a body that's human, on what is our message to millions. If, okay, let's just say message. Yeah, you want water, you have to communicate it to somebody in some manner. If you can't already take water from a pot, yeah, or a source of drinking water. So, what role then does this neck play, voice box play, in maintaining a human life? Yeah, I think if you go part by part like this about a human body, you go to temples and revere, yeah, what are working, our own body's working paths makes available for a life we have, what we can do, yeah, would be, I think we'll suddenly feel a lot richer. Yeah, because it's only people who have a body that's human who can feel rich. Yeah. Otherwise, they are, say, during the 2 years of the pandemic, yeah, since then, they're like people who have a body that's human don't know what you have, what we have. Yeah. So I'm just communicating message to the millions. Yeah. From people who are maybe dogs, cats, insects, worms, but also would love to have a body that's human, have a life and have a body that's human. That takes a little circles of evolution. Yeah, you need to qualify to have a body that's human and alive. Yeah, people also make robots. That's not the same as having an alive human being having a body that's human, yeah, and functioning. So you go to temples, yeah. In South India, at least I know, people, when they go to temple, they ring the bell and then they do a pradakshina, go round about themselves. That's to honor the God within themselves. But I think we should also kind of revere the body parts, which is also like different gods, goddesses, devils and demonesses. Yeah, demons and demonesses. That also makes our light and dark and whatever you have a body that's human. Yeah, so heaven and hell and what have you is all constructed also and maintained. And the benefit of light and dark and all kinds of meanings, stories, who is who. Yeah. Now, on that note, I invite you to pay attention to this little, what do you say, voice box. Yeah, which would be like your whole body. If you a doctor with a stethoscope will know that the lungs also talk. Yeah, place a stethoscope on the abdomen and it is making sounds. So the whole body is talking. It's about, are you listening at least? Some people have pain. That's when they listen to their body. Yeah, some people listen to other people talking and then they reflect upon, do I also have these same concerns? Yeah, that's how they reflect upon themselves, from listening to others talking. Yeah. Our existential angst about the region of the neck and the stories we have about our life is sometimes listened to us by ourselves from what we write or what we say to another. That is, if you listen to yourself while you're talking. Some people just talk, but they never listen to themselves while they are talking. So it's a feedback loop which is not there, because of which um, you are not eating your own words first. Yeah. Because if you savor your own words, what comes out of your mouth may be a lot more kinder and humaner and meaningfuler, or in a way that does not hurt somebody, if you listen to your own words. So that's one of the reasons why people may not be listening as well as they need to, because they are not wanting to listen to what's coming out of their own mouth. The internal ears system, they say, but we are working on the voice box. But okay, I'm getting a little, yeah. Um, Related to the voice box, yeah. How do you improve your own existential angst? Includes but is not limited to listening to your own self while you talk. Yeah. So this is two areas. I'm connecting the head with the neck. We will come to the body, but the valley between the head and shoulders, yeah, is um, that little structure which makes sure we continue to have that head on the shoulder. Yeah. By how we speak it is what's coming out of our mouth music, or is it something that you would like a little more further thought? Yeah. So the ears also help maintain that neck in the health it needs to be. Now, bringing attention to the region of the voice box. If your neck is not paining from what you just heard, yeah, because there could sometimes be an existential angst. It's like your neck kind of does a little twister, because you may not be so familiar. Okay, if you're having a guilt experience, if you're having a difficulty just listening to what I'm saying, then your neck may have gone a little kahani may twist, yeah, gone a little twister, because you may not be listening to your own self, but you may be having a difficult moment to reflect upon, because you may need to listen to yourself so that you don't have this difficult experience in your neck when somebody else is saying the same thing again. So I am saving you a lot of difficult moments if you happen to hear something like this from somebody else, because your neck will already be fine, because you would have begun listening to yourself as you speak. And that saves a lot of people a lot of grief, saves people from having grief in lot many ways. Okay? That's one of the ways I learned anger management. Yeah? Because at some point I realized in college, somebody asked, "Do you even listen to yourself?" Yeah? And then I was thinking, "Oh, I can actually listen to myself." Yeah, that was a feedback loop. And then since then, I've not listened to myself. I even talk to myself during my everyday moments. They say, um, it's a crazy thing, but you got to speak to the expert. The expert of your own life is yourself. If you are not speaking to yourself, if you're not listening to your own sounds, at least when you're talking with others, actually try speaking with yourself. Describe the day. Yeah. Like you do prayers, you do mantra japa, chanting, talk to yourself, or rather just talk out in the environment. Describe the day, how the birds are, for example, how the leaves are, and listen to you speaking. Listen to you speaking. And over time, it becomes possible for you to listen to yourself while you're talking with other people too. It's a necessary feedback loop. It's a necessary health maintenance practice. which then at least lets you know how you are seeing life and not just from other people's perspective. That you have a perspective gets appreciated when you listen to your own words generated from your own body. This self talk, listening to self, but self talk is also a sign of a genius because what comes out of your mouth, how you process information, gets finer, intelligenter, because you are regarding yourself as one amongst the people with whom you need to have and maintain a good relationship. It's a sign of a genius. Yeah. And then it's about what you speak. When you're also aware of who's around you while you're speaking, that's multiple attention already managed in a manner that is not stupid or crazy. You will be maintaining being sane, yeah, while healing, I can't say it, schizophrenic constructs of reality. Yeah, otherwise, you have your one world inside and you're relating with other people outside, and the world inside and the world outside may not be talking to each other. You may not even be writing your stories. You may not be talking about them. You may not be having your own brand. You may be consuming other people's brands, products, but not having your own brand because you may not be having that primary relationship with yourself, at least as a first customer. What comes out of your mouth, garbage? Well, your ears are listening to the garbage that comes out of your mouth. And over time, just make sure you're saying something nice because you're serving yourself first. Your ears, you have 2 ears listening to you. And then there are other people listening to you. Many years. Yeah, so it's like multiplication of years, YEARS. Yeah, when your EARS is listening to what's coming out of your own mouth. Yeah. Humanity across boundaries becomes much finer when you have this practice. Yeah. That's also how the elephant, the sixth blind man and the elephant, you get to see yourself at least as an elephant because you are having 2 years to listen to your own self and to listen to other people. Yeah. We'll come to the lion bit after that. Yeah. First, the elephant, human elephant, will come to the lion. If you don't listen to yourself and you are not over time showing up as your own leader, you're leading your life, leader, you are leading your life when you are the lion of your own forest. Yeah. Because otherwise, you have all kinds of animals talking inside you. Yeah. All kinds of beings, and then you're not listening to yourself, and you don't know you are leading your life or something else, some other animal structure. Lions are king of the jungle. Yeah. You are not really growing up to be a leader. Yeah. If you're not at least listening to yourself, and you're the leader of your own jungle. Yeah. Over time, you will help when you're listening to yourself, come to the garden of life. So your forest of life is more the garden of life. Yeah, otherwise you're a jungly janwar. Yeah, right. Who you have knowledge, but you have wild knowledge, not civil enough. Yeah. So I'm talking to civilians. Yeah. Or we could have better humanity cross boundaries. So I'm talking to the jungle. No, humans. Okay. Civilians. We have a civilization, but we could do better with the civilization. We're all in the same planet Earth. Yeah. There would be a reason for it. Mother Nature would be get your forest together. Yeah. Get your own lives together. You don't even listen to yourself and you pray 24/7. Yeah. Do you even know what in the world you're saying? Because you don't listen to your own self. And then you're praying to God. Yeah. God help us. Yeah, no, no, no. You got to help yourself right now. Because you have the ears and the human body faculty. You got to be able to listen to yourself first. Yeah. Now, the region of the voice box would be having an existential angst because the head is not talking to the heart, or the brain and the heart may not be talking and listening to each other. Yeah, that's because there would be this twist, kahani mein twist, because the ears are not listening to, or well, the beat of the body. Yeah, the body has a beat. It's called a pulse. Otherwise, the blood won't go and lubricate the brain system. Yeah, that's actually cerebrospinal fluid. But there's a blood-brain barrier. Your brain is not functioning from air, yeah, or from water. The heart pumps blood and then goes to the brain. Whether or not you think it, whether or not you know it, your brain is functioning from also the blood pumped by your heart. So your brain and heart are already talking. You are not listening to the communication that's happening because you don't listen to yourself. Your body is already maintaining a fine, nice yoga, a nice integration by which your body is maintaining being an alive human being. And then you are listening to the wealth you already have, health you already have, wisdom you already have, or not. And consequently, you are poor. Because you don't know what you already have is why you are poor. And going about with existential angst, saying you don't have, that's because you don't listen. Yeah? You don't listen to yourself too. Yeah? And over and above that wealth, health, wealth, and wisdom is everything else that you can have. But you need to maintain this first health, wealth, and wisdom. Your own body, office, vehicle, country, continent, what have you. Oh my goodness. I can keep going listing. You will make your own dictionary, but I will make the dictionary and charge you for it. Yeah. Now, all right. Now, on that little note, I invite you to bring your attention to your neck and notice any sense of air moving through your neck, which is, by the way, the region where your nose and your lungs talk to each other. Yeah, they don't just move through vacuum between your nose and your lungs. There is this narrow tube called the neck through which is the food pipe and the windpipe. Food pipe and windpipe. If you can feel the movement of air through your throat, through your neck, you are so much more healthier than a lot of people who can't feel air moving through their neck, which is a lot of people. You'd be surprised how many people can't feel air moving through their neck, and it's not a bad thing. You have a neck and you can feel air moving through your neck or not. It's like people have their smartphones. They don't know what all features are there on their smartphones. That doesn't make you stupid. It's just you're a person who don't know the features of your smartphone. Similarly, you're a person who don't know the features of the human body you have. Yeah. Welcome to the school. It's a whole lot of people who don't know what's there in their own human body. It should be a subject in school. Like dogs don't go to school, cats, humans do. But we don't have a subject called human. Yeah. It's not about humanity, it's just human. Okay. Now, if you if you can pay attention to any sense of relaxation about the region of your neck, inside your neck. After listening to all this, can you feel relaxed about the neck? It's like, you introduce a little bit of dukkha, and then your attention is there a little more, not necessarily. But if you can feel your neck, and it's a little difficult to feel your neck, you can feel your neck because you can feel the difficulty. Earlier, you may not have been able to feel your neck because there was no reason to feel. If you can only feel your neck by pain or difficulty, there I've introduced some pain and difficulty. Yeah. If you can feel your neck and it's a little difficult and you go, I invite you to bring your attention to any sense of warmth, yeah, or softness anywhere about your neck. Yeah, in some sense, it or some amount of comfort, if you can feel warmth or softness anywhere about your neck, which may be other than difficulty, because difficulty may be painful, yeah, or a little tense. And any sense of relaxation inside your neck may be difficult when you are having a difficult experience, like painful, tension, yeah. So pay attention a little bit to any sense of warmth and softness about your neck and see if that helps your muscles relax a bit in any sense, in any way. Is there a sense of relaxation that comes about from paying attention to warmth and softness? And if there is that sense of relaxation, pay attention to that sense of relaxation a little more. How does relaxation feel like in your neck? Because that may be an unfamiliar experience. I mean, when you relax, you relax. What's there to think about it? What's it? No, it's about feeling it. You got to feel it. And about the region of your neck, not anywhere else. Because the valley between the head and shoulders may not be as much paid attention to or given as much honor, respect, dignity as it requires. Because keeping that head on top of your shoulders, that takes some work. Yeah, that's like mothers in the house working all the time. If mothers are not working, then you will know the pain. Yeah. Now, similarly, your heart, yeah, working all the time. Let's keep them all functioning. Yeah. So pay attention to the workers in your house. Your body is also a house. Yeah. Doing work all the time. This helps them rest, relax, have an acknowledgement of them being there in existence, doing some work. Yeah. Ooh, you'd be surprised how your neck would function when there is this regular attention, acknowledgement of work happening. You would have more common sense in your head from your neck being able to function well enough, or the workers in your house being able to function well enough, they having the resources necessary to do their work and not just, laboring without you not even acknowledging it. Yeah. Your neck is likely to function finer with less tension and longer. Yeah. Like a fuse that's quite long enough. Otherwise, you want your bulb to be working well enough. The bulb that's your head, it's on the socket that's about your shoulders. Yeah. So you want that bulb on long enough. So that's giving you a little dukkha moment. Why you're having a difficulty having the bulb on. Okay. There you know a little bit. So bring your attention to that little muscle between your head and shoulders. Yeah, which may be a little screwed. But have the opportunity of at least being acknowledged for how screwed it is. Because when you know how screwed it is, there is a chance of unscrewing it and having some ease and wellness and peace, which is not gotten any other way than by acknowledging work that's already happening. And I'm supposed to be talking about the area, and I'm supposed to be talking about the area of the voice box. See, when you are listening to your own voice, along with slowly listening to people also, your attention becomes multiple. You become able to process information fast enough because you are listening to every word, not only what comes out of your mouth, but also what comes out of other people's mouth. So you would slow down the conversation because you really want to listen to the words they're speaking, because you are listening, you are listening, listing the words they're saying against your own lexicograph, your own little note-taking feature, which is also your body. Yeah? You are taking note of what's being said and For that, you actually need to listen to the words being said that's coming out of people's mouth, but also your own mouth. Over time, people could be speaking complex things, but you will take the time to understand what's being said and not just, oh, they said something. And then you have to, what in the world did the lecturer say? Yeah, did the teacher say? And you have to, and then you're wondering why you're not getting good marks in the exam. So to speak, can't say. But our education system may be needing a little more listening. Yeah. Our families, humanity across boundaries, masculine, feminine, um, male dynasty, female dynasty. Every household has mother, father at least. So there's a male dynasty and female dynasty. How we listen makes a big difference in the happiness of the family. All happy families are the same. All unhappy families are unhappy in their own ways. I'm quoting Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy. I also found all happy families are happy in their own ways because there are all kinds of businesses. Yeah. And it's about what's the business that you're doing and what's the household you have from the kind of happiness that's possible. Yeah, that's also a teamwork. There are all kinds of teams, and then there are happy teams and all kinds of happy teams. Yeah. So I little addendum to Leo Tolstoy's words because I've been thinking about it since some time. But it also involves people who have a body that's human. That's a family, walking, talking family. Because the family is in the heart of a person. Otherwise, they're just oddballs under one roof. Yeah? Like solar system, it's a family. Earth has life. Other planets, stars, galaxies are still okay. Other planets are still planets and satellites are getting it that they are part of the same family. Yeah. But only Earth has life. So either they are not listening or Earth is not talking. Or Earth has been talking since some time. Life has been talking. It's about who's been listening. We look at Vastu Shastra. Yeah. Not knowing that we are all on the same planet Earth. Yeah. And then you're saying some places are good, some places are bad. Because you don't know how to listen to your own self. And you have a poor relationship with the place that you're in. And then you're saying some places are good and some places are bad. While the same Earth is influenced by all kinds of planets, stars, and galaxies. Yeah. So you see there are bad energies. That's because you don't know how to digest sukha and dukkha. You don't know how to honor the space that you're in. And the space has history of all kinds. The same earth has been lived, wars, whatnot has happened. So of course the land will have its own sukha and dukkha. When you're paying attention to where you are, the land gets listened to also. And then the land's sukha dukkha will get listened to. That's also how you have an Uragatama. Yeah. You have the village deity, apparently, or goddess. But if you're not there in your own body, like Uru, yeah, like Nagar, place, yeah, and then you are also listening to your place. Yeah, it's more, you have a geodesimal location, a circumlocutor. If you can't locate yourself in this place and you're having out of the body experience, you're floating all over the place, but can't even feel your own legs on the ground, yeah, you are not embodied, incorporated in your own life, in your own body, yeah, and you have complaints left, right, and center about where you are and who's living and how they're functioning. So, Uragattama is a combination of Saraswati, Lakshmi, Kalikuti, Kalima, and Parvati, as in go beyond the challenges of present life experiences, what have you, and come to a new dawn, a new way. Yeah. And live in life in the multiverse. Otherwise, you're complaining, and you're not even pleasant to listen to. Yeah. Because you don't listen to yourself first. Oh, I had to say that. It's been so good. Yeah. Right. Because you have a mic called your voice box. And when you're speaking, you should be saying things which is better heard and heard again. Yeah. There's a song, say what you need to say. Yeah. And say what you need to say and say it again. Say, yeah, what needs to be heard again. But yeah. Now, that requires you to be saying stuff which you realize, oh, this is an idea worth sharing. We have the TED Talk. But do you listen to yourself enough and then say, this should be heard by more than just one person? Yeah. That's when you speak about your brand values. You as a brand of values who have stuff to say, who have stuff to make available. That's not just for you, but not just for your friends and families, but a lot of people will do well from listening to your content. That takes compounding the values you have, compounding the interest in yourself and what you do, why you participate in life, why do you go to college, what do you study. If you're complaining about everything left, right, and center, why in the world will you not complain about the next opportunity you get? Yeah. So they would have to be a little more careful about what opportunity they give you. So if you're appreciative of what you already have, chances are you already compound and make a meal out of, well, anything and everything that you have, including you're saying, oh, the vastu concerns and, oh, diseases. Out of what you hear, the sukha and dukkha, you make good products out of them also. Yeah. That's a rich life. That's a good, nice life. And you're having economic concerns. This is there, not that government is bad or your mother, father, neighbor, plants, insects. You have complaints about everybody. Yeah. In the richest country, yeah, Earth as a country, and people are looking for signs of life in some time. I wonder why. Are we going to keep complaining? God is like, you don't know what you have in the same earth that you're living, and you want to have colonies on other planet stars. Yeah. How stupid do you think God is? Yeah. Or the creator is, or the universe is. So it's about Shrishti optimization, bettering what we already have. No, having, listening, paying attention to what we already have before we start thinking about having more. Do you even know what you have on planet Earth itself? Oh my God. You should look at the solar system. Like, you should take a picture of it, put it on your wall, and look at what you have, where you are in the whole solar system, and then zoom in on Earth to where you are. But you're on Earth. You're not on Jupiter's, Venus, Mars. Yeah, you're on Earth. Man, that is enough for you to say your gratitudes and your blessings 24/7 because you're on Earth. Yeah. No matter where you're placed. Over and above that is all your complaints. And then you have a body that's human, that's alive. A lot of people can't talk about that. Insects, for example, they can have their concerns, but they got to go through cycles of evolution before they can become human and have a voice to speak and can write if they go to school. You have an opportunity to actually go to school. If you're not going to school, then you're not tapping into an opportunity you have to be able to reach millions over different time scales, timelines. Because if you're saying something that is worth noting, then it's a lot of people listening what is better heard, better learned. Yeah. You would be making your mark in the sands of time because a lot of people are listening to what is better said, heard, and repeated. Yeah. Alrighty. So on that note, I'm just going to pause, take a little rest, and then meet you tomorrow morning between 6:30 and 7 on another part of the body. Yeah. No, I don't know what that part of the body will have to say, and it's the evening. So, righty. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. If your neck is a little less twisted or a little less difficult in the experience of, yeah, and you can in some way feel the air, okay, if you can in some way feel any sense of relaxation about your neck, you are still doing better than when you began in this. began listening to this voice cast. Yeah. Um, all right. Over time, continue to pay to your neck in terms of warmth and softness and any sense of relaxation. You will over time come to feel the movement of air through your neck. And that will bring further sense of relaxation, warmth, and comfort in being able to be in your own body, because that's when you can experience this air moving through your neck. Yeah. And having that experience of air moving through your neck is one of those priceless experiences, which you would have to at least listen to this audio once again to have the experience of, because they don't teach this stuff in school. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining me. More to come, yeah? Or you can just sign up on my school, learn.dynamicstillnesses.com, LEARN dot DYNAMICSTILLNESSES.com. And I'm developing content there. You can join the community. You may or may not hear somebody else there, but you are there. Let the world know you are there by saying a hello, and check it after some time. You may get an immediate response or not, but you will get a response. But this is a place, school, where you have a different kind of a listening and a different opportunity which is not available anywhere else, because I'm the founder and I'm the facilitator. And developing humanity across boundaries, having a different listening on what it means to be human, what is possible from having a body that's human. So this school has taken, these thought lines have taken some time forming. So by the time the world catches up with what needs to be listened to, you'll be amongst the first ones in there having the benefit of meristem intelligence, original humane intelligence facilitation solutions. Yeah, you would be amongst those who would be saying stuff. We have the internet right now. That didn't form overnight. We have original humane intelligence facilitation solutions. That didn't form overnight. But you would be amongst the first who would be saying, I was there when this conversation was beginning. Because human beings are designed to live in life in the multiverse. And you would be amongst those first ones who would be privy to what that means and what's the technology necessary for it. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. Good day.